I definitely win a map. Like I said before, Bly is just a little different. He has a pretty unique playstyle, so I definitely think there is a room for him to make something happen. But I'd be shocked if he wins the series. Let's be honest, Bunny has been such a consistent force over the last few months. He keeps defeating his teammate Snoot, who is widely regarded as the best non-Korean player in the world, especially when it comes to Zerg. Of course, Vortex and Scarlet are very good as well, but Bunny just keeps beating him and. Bonnie's control is excellent. He's been phenomenal over the last few months. There's really nothing else to it. So Bly is the underdog, but he's still our very own Bly. He's a little silly Ukrainian, and I look forward to casting him.
It should be a good series. And Bly, he's spawning down in the lower left of Nimbus as the Red Zerg. And of course, up to the top left is Team Liquid's Bunny. Other important thing as well is there's obviously a little bit of a rivalry, a friendly rivalry between Team Liquid and Acer at the moment. Two massive teams, and currently Ace is winning out in the Foreign Hope. They've got two players at the top spots. If Bly wins this, he takes a joint second spot. So, going to be very interesting to see if Bunny's going to be able to put one on the cards for the Liquid guys.
Yeah, Acer has sort of slowly but steady over time replaced EG as the big rival of Team Liquid.
Yep.
Which is obviously awesome for us because I love Team Liquid. I spend way too much time on the website anyway, and I love all the guys who run it. But it's awesome that there is competition because if there's just this one team that's so much better than the others in the foreign scene, then that's not very exciting. But Acer is giving us a very entertaining scene to follow, and it's given us a very entertaining rivalry. And of course, EG still has very good players. I'm not saying that EG is gone, but it's not like the old days.
No, that's really reflected in team leagues. That's really where the Liquid Acer rivalry came through. Acer Team Story Cup is just such a great thing for the teams in general. I love watching it. I think it's absolutely fantastically done. But here and now, this is going to be a very important series for both of these two. I'd argue that the winner of this is setting themselves up to go on a really good platform to finish in the higher spots. Of course, getting second in the group, if you then go and do better than that in the grand final, you still get 25% of the $2,400 prize pool, whereas third, fourth, they only get 10%. So that's actually quite a big reduction in total money.
Yeah, and it's prestige on the line as well. Bunny would love to take home this tournament to just further strengthens his position as one of the best foreigners out there. What's interesting so far, Madals, is that Bunny already played against Zerg Play today on Nimbus, and he opened up very differently in that one. That was against Snoot. He went Barracks, Command Center, into Factory, 2 more racks, and then eventually eBay, Starboard, more racks, and let's start parade pushing from there. This time he's switching things up. He's opening up with the Reaper. It's going to take a little while before the Reaper is going to find Bly. So I guess Bly did a really good job in not revealing his Overlord, otherwise Bunny would have been aware of that already. But Bly's Overlord saw the front, and he saw the Rex, but he didn't actually reveal his Overlord. So well done there by Bly, and that makes sure that he wouldn't lose any drones at all against this Reaper, which he probably wouldn't have anyway, but there's this annoying micro part in the game where Zerg has to morph it into a Spore Crawler or an Extractor, and he doesn't have to worry about all that stuff now, because the Reaper went into the wrong direction.
I think one thing that's quite important, noting on how Bunny's playing slightly differently in this series, is previously he was playing up against Snoop. He's a teammate, he's going to have a good idea of how Snoop plays. There's always that risky play that can come out in team games, or team kill games, so this is a bit more unknown. All the Lings try and block the factory landing, but won't get it. Overall, this is a much safer approach from Bunny at the moment, playing much more standard style, and also touching on the fact that Bunny's being able to vary up his style a lot. I personally think that's one of the reasons why he's actually pretty solid as one of the best foreign players in the world at the moment, because he is very versatile.
Yeah, if I think of Bunny and weaknesses, I really wouldn't know how to answer that question. I don't think he has major weaknesses in his play. He's just very solid all around. He's able to switch things up. He has really good micro. He has very strong macro as well. He's just a pretty complete player. And you have to be if you want to be as successful as Bunny. That's just the way it is. I'm curious to see how this will play out for him, as he's aiming to go for a couple of these Hellions, and then he will most likely use the medevac to transfer those Marines, perhaps into the natural of Bly. He's already being annoying. Bunny, that is, even picking off that drone, not just like making sure that it can't morph into a hatchery immediately, but even picking it off, that's nice. And now as a response, we see Bly dropping the Roach Warren in the back of his natural. Like, this is Bly as well, Bly is a little, like we said, he's a little different.
little sneaky. It's not an easy position to scout out and probably not going to get seen.
Bear in mind,
actually no, the medevac is coming over. There's already a spore trying to be made, but it's going to have a bit of a rough time getting there in time. It was seen coming across thanks to these overlords. Marines drop though. Drone's already trying to get in the fight here. The spore caller is now finished, but great positioning on that medevac. The queen gets sniped down. A couple of drones are also going to die to this.
Stuff like this is already going so well for Bunny. A lot of mining time lost. He picked up 2 drones. He picked up a queen. All at the cost of just 3 Marines. And let's not forget, he has still those Hellions and that Reaper on the low ground, which prevented Bly from going up to 3 bases. So, you know, even when it looks like, not too much has happened so far, this is just an excellent start for Bunny. Very, very strong position for him to be in. And I think most Terran players would absolutely sign for an opening like this.
So behind this, of course, Bunny adding in that evolution, adding in the engineering bay, adding in the 3rd CC as well. So he's taking up behind this nicely. Doing a good job of just denying this 3rd base as well from Bly at the moment, which is a bit frustrating. But Bly, 8 roaches and Burrow coming out. This is going to be a bit interesting.
Yeah, like I said before, even when not too much has happened yet, he gets one of these queens as well, which has so much energy. That's going to slow down future potential creep spread. That's going to make life more annoying for this queen. This is 8 minutes and 50 seconds, and only now Bly is able to go up to 3 bases. If that Reaper or if those Hellions were slightly out of position, he would have had this hatchery done by now. It would have completed. Bunny is sort of unaware of what is really going on though, as he's throwing down 3 missile turrets. I think he's expecting very quick Spire play, but the opposite is true. It's actually going to be roaches. These missile turrets, however, won't be completely useless because there's a good chance that we will see some tunneling claws being researched as well after roach speed is done. So it's still nice to have the turrets. Slight overkill, of course, having 3 of them, but not the end of the world.
So waiting at the moment to see how successful this is going to be for Bly. Using these links actually to push back the Hellions and Reapers. I'm not sure if Bunny was able to see those move out.
I don't think he did. He's going to see it now, but if we take a look at his unit count in the future times, or in previous times, excuse me, when I saw this, Bunny always had a couple of Marauders already out if he expected the roaches. Now he doesn't. This is still kind of a tricky choke point for these roaches to go through though. He snipes the second Widow Mine. Well done there by Bly. He has a lot of roaches. He picks up the tech lab. He starts working on a Marauder. It looks promising, but Marines have a lot of DPS. There's not too many Marines left. I think Bunny will stabilize, but at what cost?
At what cost indeed. He's losing a lot of those roaches. Tries to burrow, but the missile turret giving him vision. Also a tank is now out on the field. That's going to be massive. 13 SCVs have been lost though. If we look over all of the resources lost, more lost.
Oh, reactor.
Well, the actual reactor got taken down, so that's quite nice. But yeah, Bunny, even though he lost 13 SCVs there, Bly still lost a lot more and committed a heck of a lot to that. The SCV loss isn't as bad as it may seem because of the 3rd orbital command. Gives a 3rd mule. So
this drop that's heading out now might actually just end the game. 18 Marines have way more DPS than the 8 roaches that Bly currently has out on the map. Bunny losing a lot of SCVs is not going to stop in. He has a crazy production. He has all those mules behind it as well. With the drones being pulled, Bly will stabilize here, but then we have to ask ourselves the same question again, Madals. At what cost? At the cost of 16 drones, and that is not good news. If you're a roach player, the last thing in the world that you want to have happening is that you're down in workers against the Terran. That's just not a good spot to be in.
Down, and not only down in drones, down or on equal bases very shortly as well. This 3rd orbital command going to land. Those mules are going to be incredibly potent in just really skyrocketing Bunny's economy at the moment. Whereas over at Bly's side, his 3rd, it's looking rather thin on the ground, to be honest. Tunneling Claws roaches, they're going to be trying to do some work, but the missile turrets are still here. The siege tanks or siege tank is up on the high ground as well. That's going to help massively. Should be able to still block a little bit.
The turret is about to finish off, and these roaches are actually in range of these Marauders, and one of the tanks is shooting as well. Needless to say, I'm very worried for the position of Bly. His upgrades are late to the party. Yeah, you know, like sometimes the strength of roaches and Hydras is that they have 2-2 way before Terran has 2-2. That's not going to be the case this time. If Bunny starts his 2-2 upgrade soon, he's going to have them way quicker than Bly has. Now the scan goes down, 3, 4, 5 roaches getting picked off as well. Take a look at the units lost resource tab, we can see it as well. 5,200 resources lost for Bly, and just 3,100 for Bunny. Bunny is really solid, man.
he's just playing well. I think that's what's always really difficult, is if you've got a player who's specifically great at a certain stage of the game, they're a very cheesy player, they're a very macro-orientated player, there's strategies that you can do which will try and give you the best advantage against them. But up against someone like Bunny, who's just consistently good, what do you do?
You just have to almost straight out play him, I guess, but that's so difficult because he is indeed so good at this game. Right now, Bunny just wants to make sure he has enough forces that when he moves out, he actually has enough for the kill. You don't want to, you know, move out with only 14, 15 units and then run into the maximum amount of roaches of your opponent because he didn't invest anything into upgrades or infrastructure and that he's somehow able to overrun you. Bunny knows that he's in the driver's seat and that all he has to do right now is just not mess up.
Couple more roaches, gonna try and sneak on by, but Bunny's on top of this now. The missile turret ring is just giving him great detection permanently.
Massacre, man. How many roaches have died already?
40.
40?
40. 40. That is a lot of roaches.
That is indeed a lot of roaches. Yeah, the function doesn't work at the overlay I'm using, but I figured because a lot of roaches have died indeed. I wonder if this was Bly's ID all along, or if he dropped the roach one because he wasn't able to go up to 3 bases as quick as he wanted to, and he realized that it was going to take a while. I don't know. We can ask him, I guess, otherwise we will never know.
Waiting to see now exactly what Bly's got in plan, because he's going up into Hive, which is quite an interesting decision.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he needs to do something, and maybe a couple of Vipers would be very nice with some Blinding Clouds. He's getting Infestus as well, the combination of Blinding... Look at these roaches, that's a nice ambush. Poor Marauder. Never saw it coming. Well, actually, I thought it was a Marine then, I guess. I don't know.
The resources lost really tell a big story here. 6,000 compared to 3,400 in favor of Bunny. Bunny even adding in that Sensor Tower. That's a really smart addition at this stage. It's something that he utilized yesterday in his games as well, and I really like it. Oh, so many roaches are dead now.
Yeah. Frozen is skin as well. Bunny, his spider sense is just tingling, man. Bunny's playing like a man on fire. He's going to absolutely massacre Bly. If you don't like the sight of roach dying, you totally want to cover your eyes in the upcoming minute of this game because lots of roaches will die. This is a massacre, man. Bunny's putting on a clinic.
An attempt to burrow up some of these and just draw Bunny away, buy a bit more time for reinforcements to come through. It's not going to be enough though at this stage. Widow might even got a shot off there, got a kill. Bunny just pushing forward, the tanks are there. There's so many medevacs as well, Rotterdam. There's 8 of them on the field. Couple of Fungos.
Yeah.
It's
this is,
nice, but...
PG-13 Madals. PG-13. Too painful if you have a Zerg heart. GG is called. Bunny wins game number 1 and Nimbus convincingly.